So I guess that's the next step. I guess we gotta start smoking because the only way to get a girlfriend is to smoke behind a supermarket with somebody that is two different people but actually one person. Okay, that's a little bit everywhere, but in all reality, we saw that this anime has gone absolutely viral because of how simple it is, but also how cute and how much of a slow burn it has been. And frankly, I freaking love it. And it might just be proof that you can get a girlfriend, but it has to be through smoking. Now, with that said, that's totally why I don't have a girlfriend right now. Right? Right? That's totally why, because I don't smoke. Yeah, no, let's be honest, it's only in anime that this even exists, and my loneliness is terminal. But that's beyond the point, because these two characters are absolutely freaking peak. Sasaki and Tayama, which technically is also Yamada, is some of the best romance slash slice of life that I've really seen in a while, right? And it took me a little bit to sit down and watch this anime, and it wasn't until my buddy was blowing my phone up saying, hey yo, you have to watch this, you'll think it's peak, it's such a W. And I was like, all right bro, sure, let's go watch it. And he was completely right, because this romance, quote unquote, right, because this is like they're friends, you know, they're getting to know each other, but there's also a lot of romance aspects in this anime that you will absolutely love as well. But this genuinely feels super mature, like actually super mature, because it's just some guy and some girl trying to take a load off and really trying to chill and not really have to worry about the qualms of working and the issues of working and all the above. Because that's the reality of it, right? Is dealing with so much stuff on a day-to-day basis, you need time to relax. You need time to just kind of chill and just find a moment to take a breather, because all that exhaustion from work, the loneliness that you feel when you're working a 9 to 5 or working 11-hour days, stuff like that, you really need a chance to yourself. And frankly, it's even better if you have a chance to chill with someone else. And that's exactly what Sasaki has with this relationship. And frankly, this relationship feels so damn grounded. And it's so grounded in these characters. And it's not just your typical I'm falling in love with you or anything like that, because we're not even really there. Because yeah, Tayama has some sort of feelings towards Sasaki, and we have seen that throughout this entire anime, and also the mini anime, right, the short version of it. But the reality is they're not falling in love just yet, but they have moments where it's definitely Tayama trying to make him feel flustered, make him feel like, you know, a little bit like, you know, oh, get all red in the head. But with Sasaki, he really is just an old man that doesn't really know any better, right? And I say old man loosely because this dude is like 40 years old, right? It's not like he's that old, and he's really not old at all. But to him, he's getting really flustered by certain things that Tayama does, because I mean, it is a pretty woman, right? Doing like, you know, interesting things, getting too close to your face, or, you know, giving you her jacket or something along those lines. And really that leads us into what makes this anime so good is kind of the small moments, right? The smallest moments you can think of, because that's what it is. This whole anime is about the small moments and appreciating the small moments. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you are smoking outside of a supermarket or the back of a supermarket. And that is the smallest thing you can possibly think of, right? But the little things make this so good. The little things like Tayama says certain things, Sasaki does certain things, you know, to make her feel good about herself. I mean, like I brought up, right? Like the whole jacket thing, sharing cigarettes, you know, those things are really, really adorable because it's just simple. They're not too overly outlandish. They're not too crazy. And there's even moments where Sasaki is interacting with Yamada, which, spoiler alert, we all know this. They're the same person. Tayama and Yamada are the same person, but he has no idea that's the case. And frankly, that trope is pretty funny. And yeah, there could be some issues, right? Some issues with that trope, but they don't really even bring that up in this entire anime, right? They don't bring up like there's some issue with that trope, like, oh, you like her more than you like me. There's nothing like that, because at the end of the day, Tayama is, at least to a certain extent, a very mature woman and knows that they are the same person, like literally the same person. And she really likes it because she's more of like a person that she likes messing with him about Yamada, right? Like, oh, Yamada, like you're Yamada's biggest fan, right? Like that whole thing and that whole trope that got brought up. And I was like, yeah, I mean, this is really, really, really funny. And frankly, she gives him every opportunity to figure out that the two of them are literally the same person, but he's such like an ignorant person, and maybe that's a little drastic. Calling him ignorant is not really, maybe more like coy, right? Like he doesn't really know what's going on. He can't really wrap his head around certain things, and all he really knows is that he's chilling and just smoking with a woman, right? That's really all it is. And you could also say like maybe he's so exhausted after work that he just doesn't realize that Tayama and Yamada are the same person. I feel like that's also a pretty funny aspect. But I just feel like at the end of the day, Yamada and Tayama create such an amazing duo, right? Such a freaking amazing duo, because every aspect of what each one of them, I know it's only one person, but each one of them do in terms of interactions with Sasaki, kind of bounce off each other, right? And you can kind of pick and choose, like, you know what? I feel like being Yamada today. I feel like, being Tayama today. And I find it so hilarious having these two different, even though they're not really different women, that we obviously know is the same person, and they contrast massively, right? We have the cheerfulness of Yamada, but we have Tayama that is more like teasing, rebellious, that type of personality. And it makes for a pretty good slow burn. Like, it actually makes it feel like it's going 2 times slower, right? In a good way, of course, in a good way, because both of them are somewhat involved in this whole thing. But I do like when the two of them flirt with Sasaki, because it's like he doesn't understand certain things, right? He doesn't understand certain cues, and he can't like wrap his head around certain things either. But honestly, Sasaki is incredibly easy to root for. Like, he is someone that really goes through life, is stressed with work and his routine and all that stuff, and all he cares about is going to the supermarket and seeing the smile of Yamada, right? Seeing that smile, and it like gives him life a little bit. Like, it gives him a little bit more life, where he's like, you know what? I could keep going. I could do this. I got this. And then obviously with Tayama, it's the same thing. Well, at least now it is the same thing, because for a little bit it was just him going there, seeing her, and it made him smile, and he's like, you know what, I'm happy. But now it's also Tayama. Like, now he gets a chance to hang out with her, and it makes him want to hang out a little longer, right? And frankly, it's the best part of the show. Like, yeah, there are other things other than Tayama and Sasaki, or Tayama, Yamada, and Sasaki, but the best parts of the show is him unwinding, right? Him relaxing, him taking a smoke, him going into the supermarket, seeing Tayama, and just like feeling good about himself, feeling okay about himself. And that's what really adds to like the small stuff in this show and the small stuff in this anime. And we're kind of watching this exhausted man, right? This exhausted, beat up guy trying to take a load off, and he's finally able to do that. And he's able to just relax and do those things. And it feels like it's so easy to root for someone like that, who goes through day-to-day life dealing with probably all the annoyances you can possibly think of. And then he's able to relax. He's able to take a chill pill with, one of these women, because I mean, it's mostly Tayama, but seeing Yamada really makes him, relax and, happy. And then Tayama as well, where they can just chill, hang out, take a load off, smoking, stuff like that. I think is super, super cool. And I think this anime really does understand that, right? This anime isn't really about wanting a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, but it's really about being seen, right? Like, it's about being like, you know, enjoyed upon, like being somebody who actually wants to be around another person. And Sasaki and Tayama, like, they're able to really fulfill that for themselves, right? Because they're dealing with all this extra stuff, and it's not about, oh, I want to be with her, I want to be with him. It's actually not really about that. Like, it's really not. It's about this temporary escape from basically their responsibilities, and they can just be themselves. They can just chill. They can just be who they want to be as of this moment. And that kind of really leans into the Yamada and Tayama thing, because that is proof for them that they really just, they're going to be who they want to be in the moment. Because sometimes it's Yamada, and then a lot of the times it's Tayama. But, you know, either way, that's kind of like what she wants to do. And I'm going to be honest, this is a slow burn, like a really, really heavy slow burn. But since I'm not really in the mindset of like, oh yeah, I can't wait till they get together, it kind of works, right? Because eventually if they do get together, I mean, I'm going to be ecstatic about that. Like, I think they're adorable. I think they're awesome. And I think that could lead to even more adorable things. But I like that they're just extending it more and more and more, because the slow burn feels like I'm just seeing new sides of these people as we progress, right? And it feels like it's just a friendship, and a good friendship, in fact, that like they just enjoy each other's company and all this stuff. And I'm able to just sit here and be like, yeah, you know what? This is good. This makes me smile. This makes me, hey, kick my feet, right? You know, the channel name. But yeah, all these things, it makes me feel like I'm like, yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this, like, a lot. And I'm gonna be honest, like, in general, the comedy of this, it doesn't ruin like the little romance stuff or anything. It feels, like I've said before, a very mature romance anime. Like, it honestly does. Now, is it more slice of life than romance? Probably, just because we haven't gotten to that level yet. But there's an argument for both, right? It is a romance anime to a certain extent. But honestly, it really, really wraps up the idea of like finding happiness in your just day-to-day typical life, your ordinary life, right? Because I'm sure a lot of us have felt like, I'm sure some of you have girlfriends, whatever, boyfriends, but I'm sure some of us, you'll go to your job, you'll go to work, you'll do something, and you'll be like, damn, I don't think there's any time for me to find somebody, right? There's any time for me to like get together or find the love of my life, or find a girlfriend, or find a boyfriend, whatever. And this kind of, in a way, proves that exists. Now, obviously, the title is a joke, right? To a large extent, it's a joke. Me saying that proof that smoking can get you a girlfriend is obviously not true. But I will say that finding somebody that you enjoy being around, finding somebody that you love, finding somebody that, you know, you want to spend time with, either one of those, right, can happen in the most ordinary spots of your life, can happen in the most random points in time, just like with Sasaki, right? The most random spot in your time spot in your life where you're going to the grocery store, you're going to the supermarket, and then you find a person in the back of the supermarket telling you, hey, if you want to smoke, come over here. And then you have a great friendship, a great bond, somebody to talk to, somebody to spend the exhausted time with, because that's what it is, right? When you're exhausted, you're tired, it's after work, and you want to spend time with somebody, this is the perfect time to do so. And I feel like it always happens. So if you ever feel like, damn, I don't got time for this, I don't know when it's going to show up, I don't know what's going to happen, I feel like this anime is proof that it could happen at any time. Now, could it be when you're 40? Sure, it could definitely be when you're 40, but it also could be sooner, it could be later, you never know. But sometimes it just takes a chance, and that chance is walking to the back of a supermarket and sparking up a cigarette with a absolutely gorgeous redheaded lady. Now, with that said, if you guys enjoyed, please show some love, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, show some love to the video, like I said. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.